Sorry, JJ is in, Johnny Jenkins.
Oh.
Fastest in the world, live on the radio. I'll tell you what, it's quite something. But I'm back on the bus. I'm all in one piece, and I am with the Deputy Lord Lieutenant of Essex, Lady Sidra Naeem. Sidra, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's lovely to be here. What a great atmosphere. It really is.
Exactly, and we're on the top deck, Cool Kids at the top, on this brilliant Route Master bus, and I've never been on one of these before. Have you?
I have, I'm afraid. I'm older than you are, and in London, where I grew up, this bus brings back huge memories for me. I remember running to get at the back of the bus, and I remember the conductor with his sort of what he'd wind down his receipts down manually, no electronics in those days, and I remember 10 pence it was, our bus ticket.
I think this bus costs a little bit more than 10 pence. Now, Sidra, you're a great friend of Gateway. You have been for many years, and now you're the Deputy Lord Lieutenant of Essex, Lady Sidra, I should be calling you. Tell me about that. How did you get that role, and how's it been?
That role was actually coming. I knew it was coming over a number of years because of all the voluntary work that I've been doing within the community, to do with mental health, to do with ethnic minorities, to do with different faiths, feeding the homeless, all those kinds of roles. So I knew it was coming eventually, and that's why I got the role. And the role now entails me going to important places like this and opening up events, cutting ribbons, giving speeches, and all the events so far that I've been selected to do have all been to do with what I'm interested in. So far, the ones that I've been allocated are to do with ethnic minorities, mental health, and interfaith.
And you were selected for this role by the Queen, and I know you're quite matey with Liz. When did you last speak to her?
I spoke to her last year, and that was at least for 20 minutes, and she was very interested in me as a person.
And am I right in saying that when at that point she spoke to you for 20 minutes, she doesn't normally speak to people for that long, the cogs were turning, you thought, hold on a minute, something's up here?
I definitely did think that, because with everyone else she was shaking their hands and moving on. But I thought it was because I looked different. I was the only one there with a headscarf on, for example. But it wasn't that, because basically she had already read up on me and she was interested in what I had been doing. And from a person of a different faith and different ethnicity, I think that I stood out for someone who was working within the white British community and had integrated within British society really well. And that I have been told recently.
Okay, and you grew up in East London, and of course Basildon created as a new town 70 years ago, partly to sort of make space for people moving out of East London. So what are your sort of early memories of the borough?
Basically, I've done a little bit of research, and I know that it was post-war years in 1949 when there were lots of new towns being built. Basildon was one of the new towns that got built, and people then had to come out of London, which was very overcrowded by that stage, out into the new town. So I understand that that's what happened. So there is a lot of East London history in Basildon. In fact, a lot of the elders that live here are originally from East London, which is the area that I grew up in.
And what would you like to see different in Basildon? What would you like to see improved in Basildon as a borough as we celebrate the 70th birthday this year?
I think on the whole things are already improving. For example, the market area, I think that's really nice the way that's done up in a modern way. And the town centre's very good. There's not many improvements I can think of, to be honest. There's plenty of parks, plenty of open space, straight motorway here, good eating places. I've eaten here. Gateway Radio.
Well, there you are. I really enjoyed talking to you, Lady Sidra Naeem. Thank you very much, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Tyler, back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Johnny, or JJ, as I'll start calling you now, I think. I like that. JJ, it's good.